The Kirby Cove Trail leads to beautiful coastal forests, a campground, and a historic battery. The Kirby Cove Trail is about 3.5 miles out and back, and the majority of the beginning is downhill. At the beginning of the trail, before you lose too much elevation and start going into groves of trees, you'll get some nice wide views of the San Francisco Bay and the Golden Gate Bridge. This view of the bridge, as well as another view near the end of the trail, makes this one of my favorite places to see the Golden Gate Bridge and for photo opportunities of it. After this section, the trail begins to lose elevation, and you'll start to see some Monterey Pines on the side as you come into a more wooded area. There's also some great views of Kirby Cove from above during this section. So this is on the trail to Kirby Beach. It's just mostly some forested area right next to the bay. There are thousands of Monterey Pines here, and it's definitely a beautiful grove to walk through. These pines, along with some Monterey cypress, are the two types of native trees you'll see along this trail, and you'll also get to see lots of species of eucalyptus which aren't native. Since there generally aren't that many wildflowers or shrubs along this trail, it will be just as beautiful during the drought, as there was a severe drought when I was there and all the trees still looked perfectly fine. On most days on this trail, you'll also be able to experience that awesome San Francisco fog, which will probably stay until mid-afternoon. The first sections of this grove are younger Monterey Pines before you pass into sections of taller and older Monterey Pines and older eucalyptus. This trail is technically off the beaten path of areas that people usually go see in the Marin Headlands, like Battery Spencer and Point Bonito Lighthouse, so it's a great place to go get views of the Golden Gate Bridge as well as see parts of the forest for yourself. This section has some of the tallest and oldest Monterey Pines in the Marin Headlands before you start passing into groves of eucalyptus and Monterey cypress. There are also tons of birds and plenty of deer here, so definitely watch out for those. After you pass by most of the Monterey Pines, you'll enter a large grove of eucalyptus, which is definitely one of my favorite areas of this entire hike. This small grove of eucalyptus trees almost has a similar feeling to a redwood forest, and it's incredibly peaceful and silent. Most of them are blue gum eucalyptus, with a few pines still mixed in here and there. Even though these eucalyptus trees aren't native to the area, they've definitely adapted well, and some look like they could be up to 100 feet tall when I was there. The largest tree by far looked like it could be well over 100 feet tall, and it was right near the edge of the trail. Seeing this grove for the first time was almost more amazing than seeing redwoods, because you expect redwoods to be incredibly tall, but you don't often see eucalyptus trees anywhere that are this tall. The main trail continues out towards the historic Battery and Kirby Beach, but there's also a side trail that goes through the campground and is one of the best places to see deer on this entire hike. It was awesome to see deer so close to the trail coming out of the groves of Monterey cypress. After this section, the trail continues out past the campground and closer towards the beach. The passes over a short bridge over a creek before getting to the battery. Battery Kirby is a historic landmark like the other batteries in the Marin Headlands, but now sits essentially abandoned after it was decommissioned 70 plus years ago. After the battery, you'll come to Kirby Beach, which is on the San Francisco Bay right past the Golden Gate Bridge, and is definitely a beautiful spot for views of the bay and photo opportunities. Off to one side, you'll get a view of Kirby Cove, the Monterey cypress on the hillsides and the bay, and off to the other side, you'll get an awesome photo opportunity and view of the Golden Gate Bridge, and on a clear day, even part of the San Francisco skyline. The view of the Golden Gate Bridge from here is even better than from Battery Spencer in my opinion, even though it's at lower elevation, as you get to see the bridge against a backdrop of San Francisco, the tree-covered mountains, and on this beautiful coastline. Kirby Beach is completely surrounded by trees and is covered by small rocks for most of the area. Aside from the bridge that you can see in the distance, the beach feels like a secluded remote area, and it's definitely a peaceful atmosphere. This whole trail and the beach is located in the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, which is actually the largest urban national park as it's so close to San Francisco. The hardest part of the hike is definitely coming back, as it's uphill for the majority of the time, but it's worth it to see the beautiful views and walk through the groves of trees near the coast. So that's the end of this hiking video for now. Thanks for watching.